Why has BHP not set any goals or targets with respect to the Scope 3 emissions caused by the use of our petroleum products?
Great. Well, thanks for that question, Pamela. I mean, again, for the benefit of all of our shareholders, Scope 3 emissions are those emissions that are emitted outside of our own operations, which are typically Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions. So they're outside of our own operations in our supply chain. So it's either by our customers or it's by our suppliers. And, you know, we recognize the importance of taking action to support the reduction of emissions in our supply chain. There's no doubt. And we've set Scope 3 goals. We were one of the first in our sector to do so. And our goals that we've established are to support the steel industry to develop technology and pathways capable of a 30% reduction in intensity by 2030 in, as I mentioned, integrated steelmaking. And so we'll work on that over the next decade, and probably the implementation of that will occur post-2030. We're also working with our maritime industry to support an emissions intensity reduction of 40% in BHP chartered shipping of our products. Now, as I've mentioned, that's very much in the steel sector. And why the steel sector? Well, when we look at our Scope 3 emissions, that's where the majority of them are. That's where we can have the most influence. That's where we can have the most impact. And so that's very much where we're going to be focusing. In the petroleum sector, we're a much smaller participant in a much larger market. So we're actually going to focus where we can make the biggest impact.